The call came while I was standing in the grocery aisle, my hand wrapped around a carton of eggs. Her voice was calm, surgical, like she was canceling a dentist appointment. "Don't come to the family gathering," she said. "You're too old for my son."
Hi.
My name is Rachel. I'm 34 years old, a marketing director, and until that moment, I thought I was building a life with Ethan. He's 32. We'd been together almost 3 years. Long enough for shared keys, shared holidays, shared plans whispered in the dark. His mother, Diane, didn't raise her voice. She didn't have to. She followed it with a pause, then added, "We don't want things to feel awkward." Before I could respond, his sister Lily texted, "You're going to embarrass us." No emoji. No explanation. Just a verdict. I stared at my phone while a stranger waited for eggs behind me. I felt something tighten in my chest, the warning ache that comes before humiliation. But I didn't give them the satisfaction. I typed back 2 words. Understood. That night, Ethan kissed my forehead and said his family dinner got rescheduled. He didn't meet my eyes. I told myself I was being paranoid. I told myself love meant trust. A week later, I wore my dress and walked into Bellamy's, the exclusive restaurant in the city. White tablecloths. Crystal glasses. Low. Golden light. I spotted them immediately.
Diane.
Lily. Ethan. Laughing. And then Diane looked up and saw me. For a second, no one moved. It was like someone had hit pause on the entire restaurant. Ethan's smile collapsed first. Not shock, fear. The kind you get when you're caught, not when you're surprised. Diane's lips pressed into a thin, furious line, like I'd tracked mud across her living room carpet. Lily's eyes flicked to her phone, already rehearsing whatever lie she'd tell later. I didn't walk to their table. I walked past it, straight to the hostess, and said my name like I belonged there. Because I did. Behind me, I heard Diane hiss, "What is she doing here?" And Ethan finally stood up. "Rachel, wait." That's when I understood. This wasn't just about a dinner I wasn't invited to. This was about decisions being made without me. About conversations I wasn't allowed in. About a future I thought I was part of, quietly edited without my consent. I turned around slowly, met Ethan's eyes, and saw it clearly for the first time. He hadn't protected me. He'd agreed with them. And that realization? That was the moment everything started to change. We didn't talk that night. Ethan texted, "Can we please not do this in public?" Like I was the one who'd staged the betrayal under chandeliers. The next morning, I went to his apartment with my spare key and found my toothbrush missing from the cup. My hoodie gone from the chair. Small things but deliberate. Like he'd started erasing me in quiet, manageable pieces. When I confronted him, he said, "They're just worried about me. Not us."
Me.
He told me his mom thought I was settling for him. That I'd eventually resent him. That Lily said I made family events tense because I had opinions and didn't laugh at every joke. And then he said the line that finally broke something in me. "Maybe we should take a step back until things calm down." 3 years, reduced to a cooling-off period. I realized then this wasn't a misunderstanding. This was a trial separation they'd already discussed without me. I wasn't his partner anymore. I was a problem they were managing. I nodded, calm on the outside. But inside, something very quiet and very dangerous started to take shape. 2 days later, my phone exploded with notifications. Lily had posted a photo. Family brunch. Smiling faces. Mimosas raised. And right there in the middle of the frame, Ethan's arm around a girl I'd never seen before.
Blonde. Young.
Soft smile. Caption. "So happy my brother finally found someone who fits." 2 hearts. The comments were worse. Diane replying with heart emojis. Aunts welcoming her to the family. Strangers congratulating them like this was some official announcement. I called Ethan. He didn't answer. I texted, "Who is she?" "Read." No reply. That was the moment it went viral in my own life. Friends calling. Coworkers whispering. Everyone seeing my replacement before I'd even been told I was being replaced. An hour later, He finally sent one message. I didn't want you to find out like this. Like there was a better way to find out your entire relationship had been erased and recast without your consent. I sat on my couch, staring at that photo, and felt something shift. Not heartbreak.
Clarity.
And clarity is dangerous when you're done being polite. I didn't cry that night. I cleaned. I folded his shirts that were still in my drawer, deleted photos, muted names, and with every small, calm movement, the chaos in my chest turned into something sharp and focused. By morning, I knew exactly what hurt the most. Not losing Ethan. Losing my dignity in front of his entire family and anyone who saw that post. They wanted me to disappear quietly, age me out, replace me politely. So I stopped reacting and started remembering. Diane bragged constantly about her charity board. Lily worked for a company obsessed with public image. And Ethan? He was weeks away from a major promotion that required a spotless personal reputation. They cared about appearances, about narratives, about being admired. And I knew their secrets. Not scandals, worse. Hypocrisy. So I did what they never expected. I stayed silent. I smiled at work. I posted nothing, while I gathered screenshots, emails, timelines, and proof. Not to destroy them loudly, but to let the truth introduce itself at exactly the right moment. The moment came faster than I expected. Diane's charity was hosting a fundraising gala. Big donors, local press, a carefully polished guest list. And guess who was proudly sponsoring one of the tables? Lily's company, with Ethan listed as her +1 on the event site.
Perfect.
2 hours before the gala, I forwarded a neatly organized folder to the charity's compliance committee and Lily's HR department. No drama, just documentation. Proof that Diane had been steering donations toward businesses owned by her friends. And emails where Lily helped smooth things over when questions were asked. Nothing illegal enough for jail, but more than enough for headlines and internal investigations. Then I sent one last message to Ethan. You should probably check your email before tonight. At the gala, while champagne was being poured and speeches rehearsed, phones started vibrating. Whispers replaced laughter. Staff pulled Diane aside. Lily disappeared into the hallway, face pale, typing frantically. And Ethan? He kept refreshing his inbox, realizing his promotion interview the next morning was about to look very different. I didn't need to be there to feel it,
But I went anyway.
I arrived just as the room shifted. Not loud, not dramatic, just tight. Like everyone could feel something bad had entered the building, even if they didn't know what yet. Ethan saw me first. His face drained so fast I thought he might actually sit down. Rachel, what did you do? He whispered, grabbing my arm. I gently pulled free. Nothing you didn't help make possible. Across the room, Diane was arguing with a woman in a black suit, her perfect posture cracking. Lily stood near the bar, shaking, phone pressed to her ear, repeating, I didn't know, I swear. That's when Diane spotted me. Her eyes went wide, not angry, terrified. You, she breathed, like she'd just remembered a ghost. I walked closer, close enough that only she could hear me. You told me not to embarrass your family, I said softly. So I didn't. I let you do it yourselves. Ethan tried to speak, but nothing came out. For the first time, no one was protecting him. No mother, no sister, no narrative, just consequences standing in a rented ballroom. And finally, the truth. Here's the twist they never saw coming. I didn't leak anything publicly. No social media. No reporters. Just internal channels where reputations quietly suffocate. By the next week, Diane stepped down for personal reasons. Lily was placed on indefinite leave. And Ethan's promotion? Given to someone with fewer complications. He showed up at my door 3 days later, eyes red, voice small. They ruined everything, he said. I looked at him and finally felt nothing. Not love. Not anger. Just relief. No, I corrected. You did. I just stopped covering for you. He asked if we could try again. Said he'd choose me this time. I smiled, not cruelly, not kindly. Just honestly.
You already chose, I said.
And so did I. I closed the door, blocked his number, and went back to my quiet, peaceful apartment that no longer felt temporary. They thought I was too old, too inconvenient, too easy to erase. Turns out, I was just experienced enough to know that silence, when used correctly, is louder than any scream. And for the first time since that phone call in the grocery aisle, I finally felt free.